Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's going to be a little bit more personal. I'm going to take you on a tour and show you where all of my houseplants live. I'll show you how I style them, show you how the light moves through each space, and some of my favorite ones that live here, as well as my OGs that have been with me for a while. So grab a drink, settle in, and let's take a peaceful walk through my plant-filled home together. These are the plants that are in my dining room. This is my ZZ plant. It's been with me for quite a while. It's one of my OG plants. The majority of these plants are my OG plants. This is my corn plant. This is my burrow marks. It's almost taller than me at this point. This is one of my fiddle leaf figs. This is the biggest one that I have. It used to have leaves all up and down these 3 stems. And then I went away on a trip and asked my daughter to water them for me. And when I came back, it had lost most of its leaves and it just kept losing leaves. I think it was because I normally water it and then I let all of the water drain out of the side of it when I have to tilt it over. And I don't think that she realized that. I didn't give her good enough instructions, and so he lost all of his leaves. But over the summer, I sprayed it with some orchid spray fertilizer, and it grew this leaf. And it sprouted this other growth point right here. So that was awesome. And over here, my husband built me these shelves because I needed some place to display all of my Hoyas. And the majority of them are right here on this shelf. So you have there my Hoya Chelsea right here. This used to be a really full plant and something happened. I don't know what was attacking it, but I ended up taking it out of the soil and now it's in Lechuza Pond. And it seems to be doing much better. The leaves are starting to take on that Hoya Chelsea character again, whereas before you could see that they were all wonky and crazy looking. But I think it's bouncing back. You can see the new growth here. So I'm really happy about that. This is my regular Hoya carrii. I love how these leaves are. It just makes you happy to look at them. Who doesn't love a heart, right? This one, this leaf right here got damaged because when I bring my plants home, I always treat them. And I sprayed it with some spray that had alcohol and neem oil in it, and I totally forgot that they were outside on my balcony. And when I came back, this leaf was just destroyed by the sun. But it's not bothering me, so I'm keeping it. And it's got some new growth down here and some new growth up here. I love that plant. And then I have this little variegated Hoya carrii. This is a cutting from my daughter's bigger variegated Hoya carrii. this is one of the plants that was in my dock block Michelle that I purchased from Home Depot. And it's in pond. That's not lechuza pond. It's a different one that I ordered off Amazon. But it seems to be happy in there. This is its newest leaf, should I say. You can see all of the red veining in there. So pretty. And the phone is not picking up, but the sparkles, the veins are all sparkly. So beautiful. So pretty when the sun hits it. This is my Hoya crassipediolata. This is another one of those Hoyas with the black veining that I absolutely love. And you can see through the leaves a little bit. And they are thinner, but this thing grows like nobody's business. I absolutely love this Hoya. And the leaf got damaged from the blinds when we let the blinds down at night. It was sticking out too far and we crushed it. But I just want you to see the veining on this leaf. So beautiful. And then this is a Hoya. It was labeled as a Hoya teacup anemone. Hoya teacup anemone. And I love how hard this leaf is, and the veining is like a lime green that goes through there. It's kind of like a spider web, or I don't know, like a watermelon maybe, but I like the veining. That's awesome. And then this is my Hoya Salado White Dragon. It's another one of those ones that came in my unboxing video. And this is the Hoya Patriciae Black Margin. I don't really have any black margins on this one, but I do like the shape of the leaves and the little dimples that it has in there. So that's cute. And this one is in mother's soil, so we'll see how that does in there. Because my string of hearts really like being in that soil. Oh, I can see the little black margins around the edge of that one. But my string of hearts really love being in that soil, so I'm just curious to see how that one is going to do, how that Hoya is going to do. And this is my Hoya Crimson Queen. As you can see, it has some new growth coming in with all of the pink around it. It's giving me some really pretty variegated white leaves. Look at this one. It just has a green line down the center. It's so pretty. This used to be a fuller plant as well, but I don't know, it caught some type of mites, or I never did figure out what was going wrong with it, but I took it out of, well, I lost a few strands, so these are the only couple of strands that I have left. And so I took it out of the substrate that it was in, and I put it in, this is lechuza pond, and it seems to like that, and it's been giving me all these new leaves since then, since the repot. And this is my Hoya Crimson Princess. And it is also in Lechuzapan. I love the pink vines on this thing. And when it has new growth coming in, it's also pink. I don't have any right now, but it's still a beautiful, beautiful plant. And this one is my Hoya Rain Sand Splash. I got this for $8 off the clearance rack at Home Depot or Lowe's, one of them. I got so many. I think it was Home Depot. I got so many of these Hoyas from Home Depot recently. They really have been doing great with the Hoyas, but I can't wait until this one fills out this trellis. It actually came with this trellis, and I switched it over into this fluval stratum just because it was not looking great, and I decided to, as you can see, it got some damage on it, but overall I think that this is such a beautiful plant. And look at the size of these leaves and all of this splash. So pretty. This is another one of my OG plants. This is a Hoya pubicalyx, and it has been in this little pot for about 3 years. I have not repotted this thing since I got it. Well, I take that back. I did repot this when I first brought it home, and it's been living in this same little pot for ages. But I think I might have to put it in a bigger pot because it's gotten so big. And then this is another Home Depot find, Anthurium clarinervium. Look at the leaves on this. I love how heart-shaped it is, and then the veining, and it's so velvety and soft. This is the newest leaf. It's still hardening off. And then these were labeled at Home Depot as Hoya Sea Stone, but it's a Burtonay, so I'm not sure. But I loved these yellow leaves, so I'm guessing that they get more yellow the more sun you give them. And this is a west-facing window. As you can see, it's not really obstructed, but they're not really getting as sun-stressed as I would like. This is my variegated Hoya Hindu rope. I just got this one at a plant swap for, I think, $25, I think it was. And it's in, it looks like a Molly's Aeroid mix. But I have killed about 3 of these things, so I'm hoping that this one will live. And as you can see, I have the regular Hoya Hindu rope. This is another one of my OG plants that have been with me for a while. This thing was about the size of this one when I got it, and this is as big as it's gotten in my care. So I think this summer coming up, I'm going to put it outside and see if I can't get it to start trailing over, because I like the way that this looks. So I want more of these to go over the sides. And I saw a full basket of these at, was it Home Depot or Lowe's? I can't remember. One of the big box stores. And it was bigger than this specimen for $16. I didn't get it because I already have this one, but I was like, wow. And then this is another one of my Doc Block Michelle pups. As you can see, I have them growing in different mediums just to see which growing medium they like better. This one is in Leca. And look at this new leaf. And I was being impatient, trying to help it out, and I broke the tip of it off. So now it's permanently damaged. But it is still a stunning, stunning plant. And this is my Hoya Saba. I just unboxed this like maybe a week ago, and I did a video on that. I will link it in the description if you haven't seen it. But when I got it, it was way fuller than this. One of the leaves had been damaged in transit, but overall the plant looked really healthy. And I treated it with my homemade, pest spray, and it did not like that at all. And it got these black splotches on there, so I've had to treat it with some Captain Jack's, and it seems to have stopped the spread. Thank goodness, because I lost about 4 leaves after that to these little black marks, but I'm gonna leave it there. And this is my little Hoya Mathilde. Look at all of this splash that it has on there. So cute. I can't wait until it starts trailing down. I've seen other people's Hoya Mathilde, and they are just gorgeous little plants. This is just and I loved the leaves. I couldn't believe when I found it in the store. Look at this. I love the leaves on this one. This is my Hoya obovata. That's getting really big. Some of the leaves are more splashy than others. I wish I had more leaves that look like this one. But this whole little cluster right here are very splashy. This one is in Molly's as well. This is my Hoya Clemenciorum. I love this plant. This is another one that I recently unboxed. So pretty. I love this plant. And then I just have 2 cuttings of Hoya linearis. At some point I'm going to pot these 2 together. This one and this one right here. I got that one at a plant swap. And I got this one off of a local seller on Facebook Marketplace. And it was just 2 strands when I bought this one. And they were so long. I cut them in half and just stuck the cuttings in this grown so much, and then these little shoots came out as well, so I was really happy to see that. I want this to be really lush and full, and then pot them up together. And then this one was labeled Hoya Adrift at the store. I have another one upstairs in my office, and the margins on it are so dark, and the leaves are purple from being sun stressed. I'll show you that one once we get up to my office, but I wanted this one to do that as well because it's a fuller pot, but for some reason the sun is not as, as strong in this west facing window, I guess. So yeah. And then I have several of these Hoyas, and I can't remember the name of this one, but it just looks sick all the time. And I have a couple of other specimens of this in my Millsbow cabinet upstairs, but this plant just, I have not gotten the care down for this one yet. And it's in a pond. It's not Lechuza pond. It's just, one that I ordered off Amazon. But it's just not okay. I thought it would be a little bit better and easier to take care of, but nope. I fell in love with the color of it though. The color and the shape of the leaves. Look at that. It just looks sickly all the time. Is that the way it's supposed to look? I don't think so, because look, I don't know what that is, but I've treated it and put it in this pond mixture. It's given me a couple of new leaves, but on overall, it's not really been doing too great. And this one is my Hoya crassipetiola. As you can see, it's been over. I gave it too much fertilizer. It's been over fertilized, so it's lost a few leaves, but it's still beautiful. It looks like a watermelon to me. And then up here, I have my new Hoya rotundiflora. And then up here, I have my silver dollar vine. This is a very slow grower, but it's so pretty. And the leaves are hard and it keeps water in there. So this is Lechuza pond that it's growing in. But as you can see, I do let the reservoir dry out just because as long as they have access to water, they will keep bringing it in, like storing it in their leaves. So I don't want anything to happen to it or to get root rot or anything, so I do let this substrate dry out. And then over here next to it is my Sansevieria mother-in-law's tongue. Very common plant, but beautiful. And then the last plant that I have up here is all of the babies from my whale fin. The mother plant is on the other side of the room, and I'll show that to you in a minute. But she was sitting right here, and all these pups just kept coming. So I moved it to the other side of the room because I don't need another whale fin. Okay, I have enough. So yeah. And then on the other side of the room, I just have this wall of random pothos. As you can see, I have a marble green pothos up here. I have golden pothos in there. I have neon pothos. Then I have one of my Cebu blue cuttings just hanging out up there. And then I have a jade pothos right here. And then way up there is more cuttings of my burl marks. You saw the mother plant on the other side of the room earlier in this video. And then around the television over here, this is where we hang out mostly and watch movies and just chill out. And I have the majority of my pothos over here. I have a few philodendrons in the mix, but for the most part, pothos. So here's my Shangri-La pothos. I got this because the leaves are just amazing on this plant. My husband says it looks like cooked spinach. I mean, he kind of has a point, but I thought it was so unique, and I just had to have it in my collection. And it's so easy. It doesn't really cause me any grief or anything. Just chills out on the shelf here. And then another one of my Cebu blue. This is the mother plant, and I have these all over my house because this thing grows so well. It's so easy, low maintenance, and I cut this one back like all the way because I like for them to trail but not get overwhelming. So I just cut it back, and now it's growing back. It's gotten fuller already. And this one up here is my lemon lime philodendron. I love this one. Look how big the leaves are. Look at all the color. When their new leaves are coming in, they're yellow. It's just so vibrant. I love the different colors on this thing. And it's, again, very low maintenance, no fuss. And then this is my global green pothos. I have several cuttings of this around the house as well. One of which you just saw on the other side of the room. And then this is my lemon lime pothos. Philodendron. pothos. And then this is my massive skeleton key pothos. Let me take that down. This thing literally grows like a weed. I don't have any leaves that are shaped like a skeleton key yet. I have not staked it. I'm sure if I did, I would probably get some bigger leaves and, you know, those skeleton key shapes. I did take some cuttings that I have rooting, and I'm going to put those on a moss pole to see if I can get that skeleton key shape. But if you want a plant that just grows with no problem, get yourself one of these. It is a prolific grower and it's very thirsty. And as you can see, I have it in a self-watering pot, and I have to fill it up at least once or twice a week. Oh. But it just sits there growing continuously. And then underneath it, I have my philodendron Brazil. And this thing is growing awesomely too. It's farther away from the light, so the variegation in there is not as prominent as it was when I first got it, but you can see that it still has some pretty good variegation in it. Again, this one doesn't really give me any problems either. It just grows and it seems to be happy. So philodendron Brazil. And then up top, I just have another regular green pothos. I can't reach that, so let me grab a ladder. Okay, so a closer shot of that one. Just your regular pothos hanging out on the shelf. And then this is my little squatty mother plant for my whale fins, for the babies that I showed you on the other side of the room. And then here is my marble queen pothos. This is the mother plant that I have cuttings of. I love the variegation on this plant. Let me get closer. Okay, here it is in all its glory. I love the white on the leaves of this thing. Look at this. And it got a little ball-headed, so I just wrapped the vines around in the pot to make it a little bit more full. And you can see over here on this side, it's got more green leaves, those half moon, and then green, completely green. But look at this, I love the half moon on there. Look how cute this is. I think that these plants are just staples, and everybody should have pothos in their lives. Stunning. So those are all the plants that I have downstairs. I think that these plants are so underrated. I love having them in my collection. They're so easygoing and they just bring so much warmth to my space, and I really like how that looks. All right, everyone. I realize this video is getting very long, so for the sake of time, I'm going to create a second part of this video to show you all of the plants that are in my upstairs office. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in part 2 of my home tour. Thanks for hanging out with me.